like a battery. I'm staying charged on my feet, I'm like a factory.
How you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube. Today, I'm going to be reviewing episode 13 of Superman and Lois. This episode is titled Failsafe. Now, you'll find out in just a bit. We'll play a little promo. I'll go into a little play-by-play of kind of what's going on in the beginning of this episode. I'll give you my review, and then we'll dive into some spoilers. I got a couple clips to show you as well. I'm pretty excited about this, so let's get right into it.
I felt what it was like to let go.
You should be a god.
It felt really good. That feeling worries me.
How much power?
Worries me.
They fear you.
Your heart is stronger than your mind.
You are just like me.
Dang. Pretty little mini emotional promo. And what I got to say about that promo, that one's a little bit more direct on what this episode is about. Usually they give you a couple little flashes. It's not too kind of like play-by-play of what the episode is about as much as that one was. That one gave you a good idea of what this is. Now, you see in the previous episode, right, where Superman kind of starts to get turned by Zod, and then they kind of break him out of it, and then he's able to stop Morgan Edge and capture him, but Morgan Edge in the process, pretty much destroys the Eradicator. And, there's kind of something to that happens in this episode. And you obviously see it in these trailers here, with the how much is too much power and all this stuff. And you see that flash of Superman where he's talking about how he enjoyed that power and stuff like that at the same time. And he knew what was happening to him. So we'll get into that, right? It starts with Morgan Edge, and he's locked in a cell, and he's hearing all the voices and stuff from all the different, Kryptonians that were trapped and trying to be put into all these people. But basically, I guess he didn't quite destroy the Eradicator as much as he absorbed it into himself. So when he destroyed it, it pretty much transferred those voices and all that information into him, right? And so they show some flashbacks of him and his father, you know what I mean? And then it goes, and it shows Superman also interrogating him when he's trapped in this little prison here, trying to find out what happened to the Eradicator, right? But you see that Morgan Edge, and everything that happened with the people's minds and stuff like that, that's pretty much going to be like the main drive of a lot of this, because you see throughout this episode, with him hearing his voices and him kind of in this dark place and being captured, and you see him start to have flashbacks with his father and him trying to have some kind of, connection with his father, and him about to be sent off to basically go on these missions to, I guess, develop the Eradicator and all that, right? And then you see that it's the talk of the town with everybody in Smallville after, this whole thing with Morgan Edge and all these people started to get, corrupted, right? So Lois is reaching like more to people and trying to figure out a little bit more about Morgan Edge. She's trying to write something for the Smallville Gazette, right? And at the same time, you see they're trying to still find Leslie, Leslie Laser Eyes. Basically, Superman and Steel end up taking down Leslie Laser Eyes, and it's really an awesome little clip I'm going to show you from that. Check this out.
3, 2, 1.
Boom, snatches her right out of the sky. But then Steel's coming in. I don't like the helmet, but once he takes that helmet off, like, he is Steel, like 100%, and it is so sick. Damn, look, with his Mjolnir.
Nice job.
They're legit. Taking down Leslie Laser Eyes. So that was really awesome. I thoroughly enjoy them together working in the show. It's really, really awesome stuff. And to see them kind of on screen taking down another powered being and everything, and seeing him with this hammer, and it's just great stuff. I recommend it. You got to check it out, especially if you're a Steel fan, for sure. So then they show General Lane, and he's deciding to get rid of most of Operation 7734, but not everything, right? Because everybody's still a little worried. Things are still hectic and can go very wrong, right? And then in town, you start to see the conflicts, like I said, unfold with everything that happened. And you see Kyle try to confront his former buddies at work, and they have a bit of animosity and blame towards him for what he did. But, at the same time, with what's known so far, people do know that he was under like a mind control type thing or something like that. And it's not like he's to blame for anything. I mean, they were all gung-ho with Morgan Edge as well when he was trying to help Smallville. So, it's just kind of them placing the blame a lot and having a little spite towards him because he was one of the first prominent people they knew that had any issues and turned, right? So at this point, he's considering moving himself and his family out of Smallville. And that's a big thing. Like when this happens in such a small town and it's so fresh, right? How are you going to sit there and trust your fellow neighbor? How are you going to know that they took everybody's, minds and cleansed them and that there's no possessed superpowered beings up in the town still? You have no idea. So I get it, right? And they show Morgan Edge, right, wanting to talk to his mother in like a flashback, or at least get a decent goodbye from his father. And his father just like kind of leaves the conversation and leaves it at that, right? Without any like family structure or any care they're showing in Morgan Edge's life. And he's kind of reflecting on that. So they show that part as well. So like there's a lot of turmoil going on in each like of the main characters right here in this episode. You'll definitely see. And it's really cool because now it goes over, right? And you'll start to see like Jordan and Jonathan, they're trying to go out and start to have some fun. They decide to play some hooky, and go hang with some ladies. I mean, of course, Jordan's hanging out with Sarah, but you know what I mean. They're going to hang with some ladies. They're playing hooky. And Jonathan realizes the girl that he's hanging with is, again, like the rest of the neighborhood and like everybody. They have animosity towards what happened, and she's just kind of using him to kind of get some information about what's going on, and he's not down with that. And Jonathan, always MVP on this show, he's like, dude, I'm out. Like, get lost, Hoss. So that's really great to see like that whole thing play out. And Jordan and Sarah and everybody, they get caught by the police and like taken in, like they're arrested, which is obviously ridiculous, right? That's the dumbest shit you ever heard. But Superman, they show him after that, and he's like talking with General Lane and everything during this process, and he's very much also on the same kind of boat that General Lane is in. Projects like 7734 might not need to be totally eradicated. Like they might be important, and he's not stupid at the same time. So there's a lot of these dilemmas right now because this is so fresh of what happened, right? And you see like Superman talking with Lois about what happened and that, he was under, Zod's control, and the amount of power he still felt within that, he was afraid because he enjoyed it still. And that's pretty tremendous amounts of power to be used that he's never really harnessed, or he's always been trying to control his power. So when that happened, he got to feel some of him just kind of letting loose a little bit. But at the same time, if that was the case, he probably wouldn't have been taken down so fast, but it kind of mind control, that kind of interference. I get it, right? So you see, actually, I don't really want to go too far into any more of this stuff, right? Because this is kind of like where you're at, right? You got all this turmoil with all these different characters. You got Morgan Edge, and he's kind of possessed now with all these voices in a sense, and he's also having trouble with the flashbacks of him as a child and how he got to where he is now and what decisions he made. You see the issues obviously with Superman and the worry he has about being under the control he was under, and kind of how it made him feel, and what could still happen with anybody else, like especially with people like Leslie Laser Eyes, or if there's anyone else out there. And then obviously the family issues. Lois is trying to figure out what to do. She's trying to fix things. She's trying to go and keep her family under control, but at the same time, she's trying to work for the Gazette and get these, truths out to the people and try to help kind of calm everything and get weight off of everybody's chest and that kind of deal, right? You see just a lot of stuff going on. You obviously see Sarah's family and the trouble they're going through because of Kyle getting possessed, and there's so much, right? And they're doing a real good job setting it up for what they're all going to decide to do from this point forward. And it's crazy because every episode seems like it's a damn finale. The past few episodes are so solid, and this one as well. Again, this is like a 9 out of 10. Really fun episode, just enjoyable. And man, they seem to pack so much emotion, some great effects, some great little like action scenes, you know what I mean? And still not really fall short on any of the characters you care about in this show. So I'm loving it. It's a really great thing here. So now let's get into some spoilers. Spoilers. Spoiled. Spoilers. All right. So now at that point, right? Superman decides that he wants to talk to Steel about helping him with a fail-safe, you know, in case this happens again. And they show Steel like finishing off his suit and everything. And man, I just wish they could figure out a better way to get that like perfect, like almost humanoid looking helmet rather than the kind of Halo Spartan thing, because the rest of his suit is so good. Oh man, it's awesome. And I just want to see that like little extra icing on the cake. You know, that would have been so perfect. But, you know, I'm still enjoying it. So that bad helmet or not, right? Then you see Lois, you know, giving the kids like a tongue lashing about skipping school. And, you know, Lana's there as well, obviously. And she catches the mayor trash talking the family and trying to cover his own ass. So you see kind of the whole town is turning on them. And now the mayor is somebody who's supposed to kind of calm things for citizens. And he understands what's happening a lot more than a lot of the citizens do. And yet he's going to, you know, kind of go that route. So obviously, like, Lana ain't having it. And that's awesome. You know, Lana's a great character as well. And I obviously like Lana quite a bit more. I'm very, very much more attracted to that actress over the things I've seen her in, you know. And I haven't seen the Lois in as much. But, man, Lois is, like, so much more of a solid, emotional, like, actress. She can really, like, just pull you into it, man. She's done some really, like, solid episodes so far with some real deep, like, emotional kind of reflection type stuff. And usually I don't really mess with that, but the way they play it in the show for each character and the way these things kind of go through, they do it well. I mean, it's good and it's nice and serious, but at the same time, it's got its dark moments and some nice lighthearted stuff too. So I love that. You see Lois, you know, give her coworker like a solid statement kind of on what happened for the Gazette. You know, she wants, like I said, to get that weight off her chest and to just kind of make people feel like she kind of can calm the waters and knows a little bit more about what happened, considering obviously her father is, you know, involved with the military and that whole situation. And it may help, right? So then obviously they show Morgan Edge and he's looking like he is almost totally like dead. And you're wondering what's happening to him, especially after hearing all those voices. And apparently the reactivator, or he's activating the eradicator. Sorry. That's like when I'm reading it, it's like, it was so confusing, especially from a distance. It was like damn near the same word, but reactivating the eradicator. And basically it's in him, like he's becoming the eradicator, and he's basically like just going nuts, and just he breaks out of this facility, and you see this like kind of gnarly clip of him breaking out. And let me just play this real quick. Look, you could see like the kryptonite's not affecting him anymore. Like, I want to know what's going on with the whole eradicator thing. How is this possible? Isn't his body still Kryptonian? Like, what's the deal? I guess it's just immense power. Damn. Crushing it. Start Stone Cold entrance music now with all that glass shatters. Oh shit. He's like, Superman, what's Gucci? I need help. Bam. Look at that. I love that. The lights wiggling above his head. The paper was blowing around. Man, and this is the moment where everybody's like, shit has hit the fan. What has happened? I love that. When Superman takes to space and just listens and scans around to try to figure out what's going on. That's gnarly. The concentration you must have. But then again, I mean, he can read at like lightning speed and stuff. His reaction time's crazy. My dude is at the sun. Chilling. Damn. He's going to be super powerful. Gnarly stuff, right? So, with that being said, like, what do you think is going to happen in the next episode? I mean, this is like super, super like major, powerful kind of enemy, developing. So you're going to need Steel. You're going to need Superman. Are you going to need kind of a crossover event? Is that why they did some of the extra shoots? Because apparently this season was extended a couple episodes. So is there a chance that they did that for that reason? Did they develop a story that they felt they needed to involve more characters in, or pull just a lot more footage in general to tell this story? Because I mean, damn, once again, this feels like it could be another finale. Like, it's so good. But yeah, 9 out of 10. I love this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Man, ZukaTube out.
I'm like a factory, dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point, it's my strategy. Feel like they're tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Nah, go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.